Let's go.
When Keir Starmer stood to be Labour leader, the fifth of his 10 pledges was a commitment to common ownership. Back then, Keir said public services should be in public hands, not making profits for shareholders, and he pledged to support common ownership of rail, mail, energy and water. Like with most of his pledges since becoming leader, Starmer has been lukewarm on Pledge 5. On the BBC this Sunday, Andrew Marr sought clarification.
Will you nationalise the big six energy companies, yes or no?
No.
No, you will not. This is what you said as part of your 10 pledges. Public services should be in public hands, not making profits for shareholders. Support common ownership of rail, mail, energy and winter. You promised that 18 months ago, and now you're saying no. Why?
I don't see nationalisation there. There is
what else does public hands mean?
These people are so good at lying and deflecting and talking in circles. I think they should be in public hands. Well, that doesn't mean nationalization. Well, what does it mean? If it's nationalization means it's owned publicly. If it's owned privately, then it's not nationalized, and then it's not in public hands. They're such liars. And the fact that he would say this and then not come out and support it, which, I mean, but it also shows, like, what the UK has in comparison to the US is like good, because they can even be calling for this, right? Like, it's even a controversy that the Labour leader isn't supporting nationalization of utilities or whatever, when that's not even something Bernie was like floating in the US, which he should. Progressive people running for office who kind of bring these ideas into the public consciousness should definitely start calling for stuff like that.
The world, well, public services should be in public hands, but when it comes to something like energy, we've got an immediate problem in the next few months that we've got to solve. And then when it comes to common ownership, I'm pragmatic about this. I do not agree with the argument that says we must be ideological. Look what happened.
So what does common ownership mean if it doesn't mean nationalisation?
Look what happens when we're ideological about this. Track and trace put into private sector, £37 billion, when we were arguing it would be better in the public sector with local authorities. So I'd be pragmatic about it, and where common ownership is value for money for the taxpayer and delivers better services, then there should be common ownership.
Poor Ed Miliband believed you when you said that, and he was asked on Newsnight just the other day about this exactly, and he said, we're in favour of common ownership, absolutely. Wait for the conference, but Keir Starmer said in his leadership campaign he was in favour of public ownership. We haven't changed that commitment. Maybe we haven't, but you have.
Andrew, I've just set out the principles we will apply. We're not going to be ideological. I'm going to be pragmatic.
I'm going to be pragmatic.
Well, let me spell it out. What that means is that where common ownership is value for money for the taxpayer and delivers a better service, then I'm in favour of common ownership.
It always does. When is it not going to be a better service to have a private company charging you, making a huge profit for shareholders, for your freaking utilities, for like heating your house and getting running water and stuff? When is it ever going to be better to have a bunch of shareholders in the coast collecting a bunch of money from stock dividends that they own on the water to your house? That is never going to be better for the mass of society. That's never going to be more pragmatic. It's ridiculous. Yeah, that sucks. That sucks that that's the leader of Labour. Really lame. Oh, is this Novara Media?
That was a slippery Keir Starmer saying that, contra to his pledge about bringing mail, rail, energy and water into public ownership, he would not renationalise energy firms as it would be too ideological. You might be watching and saying, Michael, you're being unfair. He said...
Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. It sucks that that is the new leader of Labour. Bring back Corbyn. Absolutely.